Hola amigos, ¿qué tal? Stuart here from Spain Speaks with another update on the current situation here in Spain, day 73, and we are now in phase 1 here in Madrid. Some areas are in phase 2, we're now in phase 1, so I'm going to go out and have a bit of a drive around, meet a friend, which I can now do, and we're going to see if there's more activity in the streets, if there are more places open, if there are people out and about. Remember that groups of up to 10 people can be together, and also families can now go out together as well. So let's go and see if there is more activity compared to last week. Alright, so as I said, Spain in phases, different phases in different places. Madrid phase 1, we went into this new phase yesterday. Barcelona also in phase 1 as of yesterday, and other places around Spain in phase 2. So what does it mean? Is there a lot of difference? You can see here this lady walking with a mask on her face. That's the new look in Spain, that's the new fashion. The mask, the face mask. Alright, so there seems to be a few more people around here today. People out walking the dog, families out and about. Not a lot of people at the supermarket. This bar here has decided not to open, which is a shame. There's another bar across there. Okay, that bar's open and quite a few people there. Queue to get into the pharmacy, and there's another bar here as well, which is also shut. So of the 3 bars, only one's open, and almost every table was full. So that's in this particular area here where I live. Now I'm going to go for a drive to another town close by, a smaller town than this one, and we'll see what the activity's like there. Now it's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, which is the peak time in Spain for people to be having their aperitif, or the aperitivo as they call it here. Now remember that this is also the first week that we have been able to leave the local area or municipality in 70 plus days. So theoretically there shouldn't be any roadblocks on the road, as there is more freedom of movement, which is important, because a lot of people from the smaller towns around here need to come to places like this in order to go to the big hardware stores, the DIY stores, the big electronic stores, the media marts, Carrefour shopping centre. So that's important for extra business for these particular types of business, let's say. But let's go and check out what it's like in a pueblo at the moment. Now I'm also going to give the car a bit of a run as well, because I've got to do the ITV or the MOT on Thursday. So it'll be good to give the car a bit of a run as well. A bit more activity on the highway than last week. More businesses opening up, more people need to get around. He's in a hurry. Garden centres open. We can see here a few clients, 3 or 4. So slowly some activity coming back into the economy. Now there is a definite feeling at the moment that perhaps Spain is opening up too quickly. The government's gone from a severe lockdown to welcoming tourists back into the country as of July. And a lot of people are skeptical. A lot of people don't seem to understand the reason for the backflip or the turnaround, let's say, so quickly. Obviously the government is giving in to the pressure from the tourist sector and from other businesses that need to get some type of activity back in order for them to survive. But it's interesting that if you compare this to a country like Australia, where basically there's been very few cases comparatively, then Australia is still extremely strict on what you are allowed to do and what you are not allowed to do. Remember that the statistics in Spain 30 days ago were horrendous, and all of a sudden we get the idea that we can go back to some type of normality in the next few weeks. There's a guy on a motorbike up there who's looking to kill himself. But anyway, he's obviously happy that he's allowed out again. And it's also getting quite nasty from a political point of view as well. There's been lots of demonstrations going on. Over the weekend there was a big demonstration called by one of the political groups here called Vox. Lots of people turned out for that. Lots of people showing the flag. It was a real show of nationalism against what it considers to be a government that's trying to destroy the country. And that's one of the problems with Spain. You've got part of the population that loves everything about it, and you've got another part of the population that hates a lot of things about Spain. And that's that constant clash. Alright, there we go. Morata de Tajuña is where we are going to go. This area here is called Las Vegas. As we can see there, the Vega. There's a river down there. It's very fertile land. Lots of olive trees, lots of agriculture. And this town that we're going to now It's one of the key aspects of it is it's an agricultural town, but also close enough to Madrid to mean that there's a lot of people that decide to live in a place like this and then travel into the capital every day. But we'll go there now and see if there is any activity in the bars, anybody having a drink, anybody having a caña, a coffee, glass of red wine. As I said, it's 1:15. It's a time that people normally get out to have their aperitivo, as they say. This place is famous for chocolate palmiers. I don't know whether the shops will be open today to buy one, but we'll cruise by and have a look. Because as I have said in other videos, it's fundamental that the economy starts to open up a little bit. And there's going to be new rules in place, social distancing, all of that, we get that. But there has to be some type of economic activity come back. Otherwise it's going to be a long crisis. Not only here, but around the world as well. I was reading this morning that Canada decided to open up a bit and they had a spike in the number of cases, and we don't want that to happen here. We don't want a spike in the amount of cases, and we definitely don't want to have to go back to another lockdown, especially over the summer months. As I said before, that's why people are questioning whether perhaps it's a little bit too early to de-escalate, as they say. All right, let's go through here, but very, very quiet. Let's go up the main strip, see what's going on. There's a beer truck there delivering, so maybe bars are preparing to open. A little bit of activity here, but again, nothing like a normal day. And I haven't seen any coffee shops open. Here's the place that sells the palmiers, or at least I think they sell them there. Okay, one bar open there on the right, and a few people out having a drink. But again, not many. Alright, so I'm just going to stop here, meet my friend, and pick up again afterwards. Alright, so the visit's over. Good to see people that you haven't seen for a long time. I'm sure that's the case of a lot of people here in Spain. Haven't been able to see your friends or other family members, apart from the people that you live with, for the last 73 days. At least here anyway. I know that in some other places, obviously, when you went into phase 1, you were able to do that quicker. But here in Madrid, it's been a long time, so it was good to see a friendly face. But just judging by what I saw in that little town, for example, there wasn't a lot of activity. Couldn't see too many people out and about. The one bar that I saw open was full. Lots of people standing up outside, people occupying the outdoor seating area. But a lot of places have decided to stay closed. Obviously, because it's not worth it for them to open. They're probably waiting for one of the latter stages, or maybe they're just going to open up at weekends when they think more people are going to be around. But again, I don't think we're going to know the full extent of this economic crisis for at least a couple of months. Now here's a question for people outside Spain. What's your particular area or country or region doing regarding the crisis at the moment? Has it opened up more? Are there less cases? What's going on? If you're in the northern hemisphere, has there been talk about people going on holidays? Are things going to get back to normal over the summer months? Are you worried about going back to some type of normality? Do you think we should be careful for the next few months at least? What's your opinion? If you're in Spain, are we opening up too quickly? Should we be treading more carefully? What's your opinion? Is the government moving too quickly or not quickly enough? Let us know in that comment section. Yeah, so you can see here there's lots of trucks on the road. This is one of the busiest highways in Spain, and you can see that not a lot of cars. A sign there saying that you can't travel between provinces, only allowed to stay in Madrid. And that's another characteristic as well. People in Barcelona aren't allowed to travel outside Barcelona city because it's a health district issue. Here in Madrid we have one single health area, so that means that we can travel in the whole of the Madrid province or the Madrid autonomous community, but in Barcelona they can't. They're confined to the health districts. So that's also an important thing to keep in mind as well. So there we go, that's phase 1 Madrid of the de-escalation. Not a lot of difference, to be honest. Couldn't see too many places open, still a lot of shops staying shut. We saw in the small town that there was a little bit of activity, but nothing like a normal day there for this time of the year, of course. The time of the day as well, there'd be a lot of people out and about between 1 and 2 getting things done. Hardly anybody on the streets. Where I live as well, not many people around. So we still seem to be in hibernation. Again, maybe it changes at the weekend when more people decide to get out and about, but not a lot of changes for mine between phase 0.5 and phase 1. Let us know what you're going through at the moment, whether you're in phase 2, whether you're in phase 1, if you have noticed any changes, if you are taking advantage of the new situation to meet with your friends. Remember, groups of 10 people in phase 1, groups of 15 people in phase 2. Have you been able to visit relatives? Have you been able to visit your friends? Let us know in the comment section. I'll start to wrap this video up. Questions or comments, please leave them in the section below. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. I'll see you in the next one. Hasta luego.